Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Naming the Dead. This is a National Geographic docu-series. I think there's it's a different story or set of stories each episode. There's only 6 episodes. I watched one, the first one, and I think, yeah, they're all about 38, 42, 37. That kind of. They're not overly long. They're pretty to the point. But what this is all about. Yesterday, I thought it was maybe Naming the Dead seems kind of like a horror docu series or something about talking to the dead or something. Those kind of things. It is nothing like that whatsoever. It's a very serious subject. It's a very distressing kind of subject in some ways. It's all about people who have disappeared and have, when discovered, were very much dead, and they did not have a name for them. Basically, they're just the remains, their bones, whatever that remain. Usually, it's the bones. And what they do, what these people do, is try to seek out any clues they can with the DNA. There's the thing called the DNA Doe Project, working with local authorities and things like that to hunt down, when presented with some remains that from where they can pull the DNA from, work to search out any living ancestors or relatives that may want to know what happened to the person who just sort of disappeared from their lives. Because it seems that, hey, there's nobody out there asking around, oh, what happened to cousin Jeff or whatever. They may not know whatever happened. Somebody just leaves home and just never comes back. And that happens, especially since some of these remains, at least in this first episode that I watched, featured mainly young men who took off and never returned. Hitchhiking was a big thing in the 60s and 70s. Nobody was calling Ubers, and they certainly couldn't afford a taxi. In this case, there's 2 young men that a new coroner who had gotten a job in, I think, small town in Indiana or Illinois. He takes on this case, and he gets a box that says, "Hey, here's a bunch of remains. Do what you will with them." And first, it's a little unsettling. I mean, he's a coroner, so he should be used to this, having remains to deal with. But these definitely had no names related to them, and he kind of upset him to the degree that he wanted to seek out how to match these names, find the names of these people. In this episode, I'm going to spoil just a tiny bit. There is one that happens pretty quickly in relative terms. It's a 38-minute episode, so yeah, this thing could have taken months or years by the time they actually found the name of this person. But that person is identified. The majority of the episode is spent going after a name that wasn't so easy to find, for reasons that will become obvious as the episode goes on, and I won't spoil that. Not that this is a movie and oh my gosh, there's a big twist, but you see the efforts they have to go through and the obstacles they have to go through in order to sometimes find the proper people that might go, oh yeah, my cousin basically left home when he was 17 or something, and there's a story that he left and nobody ever knew what happened to him. And spoiler, they do find those that person's family, and they give him his name. And it is emotional. It is for a lot of people who feel that this is something that really never came to mind. It can suddenly, you're like, oh yeah, that person in my family who disappeared 50 years ago. Oh my God, this is we know. It's kind of painful to realize that the person they loved and they lost was gone all this time because they had been murdered, stabbed 21 times, and in this case, these victims were the victim of a serial killer. So yeah, often when bodies are found, in some cases, even if the person responsible is captured, he's not always forthcoming with how many he killed. In this case, that person was never going to leave prison alive, thankfully, for his crimes. But he eventually did start confessing, and that helped in the case in discovering and naming a lot of the people that he had killed over the years. Some say it was at least 21. He confessed at least 21. There was thought to be at least up to 31, but at least 21 cases, 21 murders. And this one was one that he never even really knew, but the details matched up as the investigator, the coroner, and the people from the DNA Doe Project went to work, trying to figure out where this person was found, which way they were headed, and trying to discover names of people that went missing around that time, with that age, with that DNA markers. So then it's a matter of finding anybody who is even close to having that connection, even if things don't always add up at first. So if you're interested, there's a lot of murder mystery type of shows, reality documentaries on here, and some of them are so sensationalistic in the way they put together. And I will have to admit that, yes, while this is a docuseries from National Geographic, it does add a certain element of drama to it, because they get a lot of the people that they're talking to act, and they're not actors, they're regular people, So while they are being interviewed, there's sometimes they have to do, shots looking out at the sunset as they drink their coffee and go think about the work they have to do and how hard it is. But there's other times, so it seems a little doofy at times with that, or they have to look at a screen where they're like, oh, like they're looking up, like they're doing research, and they're going to overlay some things over top of the screen to look like they're looking at files. And so they do this little effect kind of thing that makes it a bit more engaging, like it would be like you'd be watching a TV series about this kind of like a scripted TV series about this thing. But the stories are real, the people are real, and the people involved in finding these people are real. The DNA Doe Project is pretty much the people behind it that gets the work done. Not to discount the work of the local investigators and the coroners that are reaching out to these people to provide the remains, to be able to connect the dots and hopefully bring resolution, bring closure to the people who've lost people in their lives due to horrific circumstances. So definitely check this out. It is definitely not one of those kind of cheesy murder mystery kind of things. It's a bit, takes itself a bit more seriously than that, but not too seriously. But it's you get a little bit of closure yourself when you follow this path, and you get to see how it works. So highly recommended. Give it a shot. By the way, like I said, there's like a ton of murder mystery stuff that's coming from Lifetime Network. I'll address that in the near future, but they're all on Disney Plus now. There's a lot on Disney Plus. It's like Disney heard my thing, like my plea saying, "Oh, I'm going to run out of stuff in the next few months," and they just dumped a buttload of Lifetime murder dramas that are all exactly an hour and 28 minutes long. Yeah, no, but I'm going to talk about those in a future date. This is National Geographic, so it's going to be good. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 37. 37. Okay. I've said this before, we have a lot of things that fall into the red category on my spreadsheet here that are basically documentaries, docuseries, reality shows, concerts, live performances, things like that I kind of bucketed all into one category, and I realize it's a disservice to everything. Maybe I'll redo this I'll do a new color coding for 2026. We'll see. Because the content that I have yet to watch on Disney Plus has changed drastically. There's so much reality TV shows and competitions, cooking, and little girls dancing, and what else do we got? House hunting and renovations, all this stuff. It's just a lot. This one is a reality show slash game competition slash food. It's Guy's Grocery Games. Yeah. The good part about this is that a lot of these episodes are really short and they're easy to watch. Like I can be done with this in an hour 40 or in half an hour or 45 minutes and come right back here and tell you all about it. So it's not a 2 hour movie that I don't want to watch on a topic I really don't care about. It's really just here like 38 minutes and I learned something. In this Guy's Grocery Games, this is Guy Fieri, and he sets people out to do grocery competitions. We'll see what happens. Guy's Grocery Games is what we're watching next in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.